This is for Adam. Adam has a no stride swing. Uh, in the future, he's going to have difficulty driving the ball middle in and trying to pull the ball at all if he doesn't make an adjustment. So this fall, I'm working with him to pretty much remake almost his entire swing. One of the things that he does do that I like is that he does dive over the plate. What he needs to learn how to do is to correct his bottom half to take advantage of that aggressiveness over the plate. If he can create the correct bottom half, the top half is already there in terms of being over the plate. Then the challenge becomes, our final challenge together will be moving the barrel outside in a fashion that's going to allow him to hit inside pitching authentically. And we are starting with the lower half. So what I'm having him do is pick up his foot and put it down. And we're trying to learn shin angle here. Now, we talked a bit about this today, and the reason I took video is so that he could see it here. You never want to create a negative shin angle. You never want your foot to be directly above, directly above your knee, okay? And you definitely don't want it to go over here, all right? Adams does a little bit here, not all the time, but that's something we're working on, okay? So what we're probably going to do is give him a posture pod to stick under his foot there, okay? And then when he comes back down, he'll drive through, and you'll see him catch himself with his front foot, and you'll see rotation from his back foot. Okay. We are going to drill through this, he and I, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about or asking him not to do things or, telling him that he's doing some of these things with his foot. We're going to try to get him there by giving him tasks. What needs to be corrected immediately is this shin angle, okay? This foot rolling and this foot not rolling enough. And I'm going to illustrate all three, okay? So when this rear foot rolls after impact, it does that because usually, let me see if I can make more sense here, because I know what I'm looking at, but perhaps you watching it don't. Specifically you, Adam, this video is for you. So when this foot rolls after impact, it's a product of this foot not rolling enough. You can see that that front foot right here is locked, and because it's locked, this back foot will roll to support your rotation and the fact that you're over the plate. This happens a lot with you because you are over the plate most of the time. And I love that about you. I love the fact that you hit on two planes. That's a good thing. We're not going to change that. What we will have to change is to get you up on this toe. Okay, let me clear this up. We need to get you up on this toe or off the ground completely. Because if you're off the ground completely, or you're not going to do this, okay? If we can't get you off the ground completely, that's fine. Okay, that's not for everybody. But we will need to come up with a way to stop that rotation here. We don't want that ankle to ever go past here. Once we see, let me clear this up. This is as far as it can go, okay? Once we see this roll past the toe like it did right there, that's a no-no, okay? That can't leave that area because all that does is put the weight back on the back foot where it should never be post-impact if you're not catching yourself. And you'll see what happens with his front foot is that he goes ahead and catches himself with that front foot. So we made some adjustments halfway through the session. Again, this is day one, so that's to be expected. He made good adjustments, good gains, and we'll get after it some more. But to recap, when we have him pick his foot up, he needs to make sure that this doesn't happen, that his knee doesn't come over his front foot that way. That knee should always be here inside his foot. So how do we get there? Well, one solution would be to widen up a little bit. Maybe take that leg out there so when you pick up this leg, okay, that won't happen. All right? And then up and go. And you'll see that's all fine. Again, only worried about the lower half here. You'll see him turn a little bit, and he is on his front toe here. I'd like him to roll a little bit more there, or be more on his heel. But the two big problems beyond the knee, this knee here, not being inside that foot, is this roll that we see here, okay, and him catching himself there. Because if this foot can move, this foot here, if this foot can move, that means it's not rolling. And if it's not rolling, it's not supporting your hip movement over the plate. If something is supporting his hip movement over the plate, something is rolling, and it's the wrong foot. Okay? So that's point of emphasis number one for the first week. Next week, we'll move on to some upper half stuff, but we've got to create the proper foundation, if you will, to build this house. And that's why we're starting with the lower half. We'll get to the upper half in a few weeks, but we got to start with the lower half. And that's it.